Hi guys, welcome back to the C# Basics series, and we're going to be looking at expression statements in this video. I'm going to go ahead and delete all of this. And so in the last video we talked about declaration statements, which are basically just initializing a variable, but you don't have to. This is a declaration statement and this is a declaration statement as well. They're both the same thing. Expression statements are expressions within a statement, so something that uses a semicolon. So expressions are basically when something is done in code. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that and initialize a variable x. And so an expression statement for x could be this. It could be 1 plus 2 or 1 plus 3. And then this is an assignment expression, and we can also do things like this. We talked about these incrementers. This is an increment expression statement is the full name. Other things that are expression statements are like when we do a console.writeLine, which we've done plenty of times before, say x. So this is called a method call expression statement. And so basically what that means is we're calling this function writeLine and we're passing an argument, so it's a method call. And you can also do these things too, where you declare a new variable. So if we pass in a char and then a count, we can create a new string. And this is called object instantiation. I can't spell this. There we go. Expression statement. And so this doesn't do anything because we're not assigning it to a variable. But if we were to go here and say string str equals new string, this is no longer an object instantiation. It's just a plain old assignment expression statement because we're assigning str to this new string that we created. So I'm going to go ahead and remove what we just did. So like I was saying, these do nothing. You're never going to use something like this. You're always going to use the assignment expression so that way you can actually reach this object instantiation. And that is it for expression statements. In this video we're going to be talking about selection statements, which are if, else, switch, you know, all the good sort of stuff that helps do conditional programming and logic within C#. So we're going to look into that. So as I was saying, just really quickly, because I think we've already done a little bit of stuff with conditional statements, but we can do something like this and then do console.writeLine plus 2 equals 4. Fix that too. So basically an if statement is another kind of statement called selection. So basically it's meaning, by saying selection, you're saying that you're selecting which condition to go down towards. So if we go into here, since this is true, it will go into this writeLine, but let's say that we're not true, and we'll say else. 2 plus 2 does not equal 4. So we added this else statement in here, which is just going to say, well, if 2 plus 2 does not equal 4, it'll go into this else and then print out this. But obviously, hopefully, we know that it's always going to go to this else, and that's what C# is telling us, that the code is unreachable. It's pretty funny. But yeah, you can use this combining of if, else if, which is a neat little thing too. 2 plus 2 does not equal or equals 5, let's say. I really don't care at this point because it's not going to get to it, right? But you can use else if as another way if you want to determine a condition. So this isn't necessarily the best example, but else if helps you define another condition as well. Say if you were doing something with somebody's age, right? You first want to check, see if they're over like 21, and then you can check, see if they're 18, and then you can keep on going down, right? But you can actually do those checks, and that's what else if helps allow. And then if ultimately none of those hit, then you go into the else. And so that's basically the first type of selection statements. And then there's also something called a switch, which I feel like is pretty debatable on when you use that over an else if, or like an if, else chain, but there's still some uses where you want to use a switch. So if we were to create a new int called age and set this equal to 18, we'll pass in age to the switch statement. And basically we can create a bunch of different cases, which is similar to the if, and else cases. So if we want to say that if the case is 18, say console.writeLine, we can vote. And then we always break a case, or else it does this thing where it falls through the entire thing. It's not good. You always include a break after your case. So we'll have a break. And basically the nicest feature of a switch statement is the fact that it has a default case. And so if the age happens to not be 18 or 21, it will go into this default case and just write year old, right? So we're capturing all possible conditions here. And so I can't really speak as to when is the best time to use a switch statement compared to if and else if. I personally prefer to use if and else if, but it depends on preference and the sort of situation that you're going to. I don't feel like most people like switch statements. Could definitely be wrong, but they're just a different way to write if, else if cases. And the other thing too is that you can chain cases together. So this is why you have to have the break, because you can do a case, let's say 25, right? And then another case that's 26. So you can chain these cases, and since they don't have break, they'll fall down until they hit this 21st age case. And so even if we pass in 25 or 26 as the age, it'll still say you can drink, and it won't go to the default. And that's basically it for selection statements. Thanks for watching.